I thought like dog piss on me or something, you know. Because I have find love long time, boy. But you see sometimes, boy, sometimes when you wait, you end up finding love, boy. We had to come south.
The Hub.
Are you chilly hole? I have arrived
In the hole.
in the hole.
Yes, I.
Papi Waterhole.
Yes, I.
They say South is love.
Plenty love. Plenty love.
South is traffic because coming here this morning.
Well,
No, but we can't complain. Everything is being upgraded and it's a nice place to be in.
yes.
Because a lot of things happen in South.
Yes, for sure.
Papi Waterhole. We just came off the heights of the brunch in South.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Compliments to that.
Yes.
Happy belated
That was my birthday, so I appreciate
yes.
that. Yes. Yes.
So how has the journey been thus far?
Where to start? Where we starting from? We starting from
I
COVID
think,
days?
yeah, because that has really been the introduction,
Oh, yeah.
Elon,
Yes.
to the world.
Yes. How to put it? I would say in every tragic moment, there's an opportunity. And that was my opportunity.
Definitely.
You know, in every crisis, you know, but it was one of the, my life changing where I actually opened the bar, like right after.
In the height of COVID?
Not in the height, like when we was coming out and we was now getting like 50% to come outside, like, and that was my opening.
As of midnight. You know?
Yeah, as of midnight. So a lot of people was like, you sure you want to open a bar? Now coming out, we know what's going on, and I just, the opportunity arrived and I took it, and I always wanted a bar. I always wanted entertainment. I love entertaining
I mean,
people.
we could see that.
Yes.
We can
So-
definitely see that.
So I called my uncle and my cousin and I was like, yo, we have an opportunity here that we can, because I do believe in, there's no I in team. So there's a lot of people behind
Papi
this
the brand.
Papi the brand. You know what I mean? Supporting. I have a lot of, my family is heavily supporting my
We
mom
know
and my
that
dad.
also, yeah.
So that, and South especially. So like me, I born and grew in this area, Pleasantville, you know? So the love I just get in South, I think is overwhelming. To the point where I just be like, yeah,
Is
boy,
this
like
for
I
real?
feel like I don't even need to leave. I don't even want to leave. Where like sometimes I would be in positions where I would rush to just come back South. So that traffic there, is nothing for me.
It was a lot.
Every day. So I work in Port of Spain and every day I just come back home. I'm not even staying in Port of Spain that long.
No, for me, right?
Yeah.
And I want to use the word fan loosely.
Yes.
But part of your congregation
Right.
during COVID, because let me tell you, in case you are sure, you had to call a friend, to call our next friend, for that friend to call our next friend to say, the down on the live.
The
you know?
live start.
We in the live and hear me April with you.
Yes, yes,
What the eyes?
yes.
Which part you stand up?
It was living in your mind.
It was.
Yes.
No, but what it also was, it was a place of happiness.
Okay.
Elon brought to living rooms and bedrooms and galleries.
Right.
He
Right.
brought that sense of we have a little hope within the COVID. And after that, I think it was uphill from there.
Yeah. Everything. We started. I actually got my job where I currently work at Next 99.
Yeah.
So through that,
You
like
see?
through that whole process, and I would say like, no matter what, like I've been DJing for quite some time, and the funny thing is I never used to mic. I used to afraid micing. I couldn't even do this. What I do now, I couldn't stand up. I didn't like people looking at me when I talk.
Well, I'm sit down.
But now I get accustomed. I get a little more accustomed now in terms of the interviews but before I used to get like on the spot like.
No,
So
but
now it's like natural now based on like I would just take a small briefing, but I would speak on me. I don't like to I would never be somebody else. I can't be somebody else. I have to be myself in a way where a lot of people like to portray this lifestyle that, oh, I'm this high society person. And then it's the ground we belong. You know what I mean? So I believe, you know.
No, like we were coming and Garland gave us the ground used to carry it. And we were dissecting the concept of what Garland is really saying. And you said it earlier on. Here's home. So they give me the love that I so don't want to leave here.
So a lot of people just get carried away based on hype and in terms of success. And like, what do you define success as? It all depends on your definition. Because for me, success has been having peace of mind to begin with. That is the bag for me, because you can have $1 million and you don't have that peace of mind. You don't even know how to spend it. You don't know where to spend it. You don't even know what to do with certain things, certain breakthrough. So for me, it's like having people around you that genuinely care for you and love you, and you being that person, that light to people. I think that is the biggest blessing life could ever offer.
And that is definitely what you did for COVID, eh?
Yes, and I appreciate that.
The excitement was on 1,000. My battery charge, I don't want to buy it to bother me, we in the light. But where did the creativity stem from? Because you gave us Marshall Monday. Or if we're going a step further, you gave us Chris Brown in the Barclays.
In my bedroom.
In your bedroom.
I mean, I always be a little hard on myself. So when I started, so the live used to be like let me just say, no more than 100%.
Correct.
Including Tameeka. So, and then it started to, you know, as you say, tell a friend. So every Sunday, people start looking forward to this live. So now so people is like going home. Because remember, we have a time, men bowling down, we going home now, the club looking open, and like, damn, what's going on? So then when you start realizing, now, these people looking forward to this. So now I start being a little hard on myself, like, yo, I can't do what I do last week. I want to do something different. What am I going to do different?
You don't come out with a motorbike helmet. I want you to understand. When the helmet came on, I was like, nah, this is the epitome of epicness.
So that lane, I'm always, my eyes go wild with my thoughts, like real wild. So, and then once my parents would be like, what? Like even because for me, right? So in the COVID also.
What mommy would say, what she would say?
Yeah, mommy said, what? You sure? And she wouldn't question it. Daddy would be like, nah, do what you gotta do. And then what happened is I start selling pies. In that whole period. And I just wake up a day and I say, Mommy, oh Papi, the Pie Man song. I was talking to my best friend too. I said, Kayla. She said, hi. I said, yeah. And they watch me like, because at that time, the whole DJ system, everything, our entertainment stopped. We had no source of income, like none. And people laugh. Like the first day I post, I get a flyer, make for my cousin on picnics and thing, real low budget thing. And I call mommy, I call man, mind you me, I know what I do yet. I know how, I know what I'm doing yet. I tell me, I say, but you know what?
You're doing this?
I'm doing this. I call my aunt, everybody who are no bad in the kitchen. I say, oh yeah, started a business. We can sell pie. I say, pie? First batch of pie, I ain't lying to tell you, we never get the hang of the first batch of pies. It come out good, but by 6 o'clock, the pie them a little hard. So the supporters yesterday, a man called me one side and say, Papi, thing, and we tweak. He say, don't leave the pie out so long. Yeah, he was really mad. And I guarantee you the next day, we start to tweak and we get it, and then we still do pies.
Papi pie in Brooklyn.
Yeah. So
Papi pie, Papi in Brooklyn.
Yes. So then also it started to stem where sometimes I would remain with pies. I respect food business more when I start doing it. When I realize how hard it is to even pull through when you remain with all these food.
What you going to do?
I started drive around the village every way. You don't worry, I bring the pie to you. I reinvent something called pie on the go. So now, you home, you get any pie to your door. I come in to drop your pie for you. I was doing all of that within the space of the time frame that we had to pull in for 9 o'clock.
But don't forget as of midnight.
As of midnight. So I was going, so and that whole journey for me is like I never like stopping and depending on government or somebody. I never born with no gold
Gold
spoon,
spoon,
but
yeah.
I born with my parents was my role model because they always used to provide. So I always used to think my father is the richest man.
I think all children.
Yeah, so it's
Because
like
mine is under the
yeah,
impression.
so it's like so it's like
Yeah.
I used to be like, hey, well, I want to be like my dad, I want to be like my mom because like I thank God that we never went a day with our breadbasket empty.
But what you said there, that's something really stand out-ish. Because most children, when you ask them who they look up to,
Yeah.
they say a cartoon character, or movie
Nah,
star,
was
or
always
singer.
my dad. I
and
always
for you
wanted
to say that your role model
Yeah, was always
is
my
your
dad.
dad.
Because I always wanted to. He was in the army for over 35 years. So my dad was always that strict, disciplined,
Yeah.
nice person.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like to lie me, do everything. He was a DJ. I grew up in that whole music. So, and I always wanted that. And I even went to, as far as I would tell you, I was done, do exam
No,
for
Papi,
army.
Diamond, Papi, Papi,
Do
Papi,
all of that.
Papi.
And that's why I said, that is not me.
Papi.
I turn away the next day and I said, this is not me.
We can't see.
From the minute I see
Imagine you in your guest and you come in to tell me, pull across. So I say, boy, Papi, move from
nah, that was telling you. So it wasn't me, no. And then I just never took that lane.
Now that we are on the concept of village
Yeah.
and support and
Right.
family, in one word or two, kind want to stretch it so hard for you, right? Describe the importance of your village and your family.
Love, and I would say just support, right? Based on, I would say love because a lot of young people and people on the whole have past trauma,
Yeah.
childhood trauma,
Yeah.
based on they never
Yeah.
get that love from both parents, like both
Agree.
mom and dad. And,
Agree.
and I could safely say my dad and my mom are married 36 years. So I'm waiting for that little jingy to follow me where marriage is concerned. But love harder, but I ain't lying. But
Where call it, bro?
love, the little jingy, yeah, what the jingy?
Well, it like
Right,
it
the
passed.
jingy, yeah, what the jingy, yeah, what the jingy?
I know.
But it's like, that was something I always, we took for granted because
yeah,
remember that's all we know,
Yeah.
like that's what I know. And then the support
yeah.
is always supporting your child
Yeah.
in any madness. It could be what.
And now that we have become parents,
so it's
we
like,
understand
no,
why
like
they
if your
work,
child
how
wanna
they
do
work.
this,
Yeah.
don't limit them. Like,
Yeah.
because school limit me. School limit us.
All of us.
In terms
And
of
school gave us a
yeah,
narrative that when we
that's what
finish,
is work.
blue collar,
Yeah.
and
You know
that
what I
is
mean?
how we
'Cause,
will be successful.
Like for me, because I always say like an exam, when you fail an exam, like you feel like a failure.
Definitely.
So like we don't want to go too deep in that, but
Definitely.
that is for me. I was always I still am blessed with that love and support from my family, even intimate and outside, in
Yeah.
terms of like my
Very close
my core
family.
family
Yeah.
and even family outside and stuff like that, Pumpkin Vine family. So and then I have my mom friends who I grew up as auntie and uncle. They couldn't see me doing wrong.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't do no wrong. There are things that I couldn't do that would still
That is
form
the
us today.
importance of the village.
That's the village.
Because for me, it's like I knew here what going on. I want to go in there, no.
Yeah.
By the time a man, son, a bride, who
Who's
know
going
yellow.
to say one time, yeah, you have
Hey,
yellows, hey, pull in.
Also,
You understand? I couldn't line with certain people, like certain age bracket.
Yeah.
You're too, hey, go inside.
correct.
Close your eye when something
No,
funny
but
to
we
you.
were so pronted. If
Yeah.
you know a line coming immediately, you go on.
You go on.
But we go from family to your fans.
Yeah.
And I want to find a different word.
I will call them
Supporters.
supporters. I will call
Yeah.
them supporters.
So let me say supporters.
Right.
The importance of your supporters.
Which hat are we using here? Everything?
We using everything because
We're
now
supporters.
we understand that Elon is a brand
Okay.
with different umbrellas.
Okay. Supporters. It have two types of supporters in this world. financial supporters and physical supporters, because there are people who would financially support you and not show up.
Right.
Right?
Like your sleeping partner
Yeah,
in a
like, you
business.
understand? So
Yeah.
so you cannot judge the people who showing up from the financial supporters.
I like that
You understand?
perspective you're coming
So
with.
for me, like they form who I am today in terms of I always show appreciation. I don't feel like I owe them anything, but like it's like I know without them, I can't move. Like I'm nothing. I'm nobody without God and them. Like I appreciate even the ones who don't support anymore, because there are a few who started and
And
realized
fell off
like and
along
fell
the
off,
way.
and that is fine. That is part
Yeah.
of the journey. I
Yeah.
believe, like, because a lot of people support you until you reach a particular stage and they were like, oh nah, you
Like too much.
you get too much
Yeah,
now.
like
Like
too
now
much.
they feel now entitled now that you
Yeah.
have to give back to them. You know what I mean? So so it's like you root for people you don't know so hard on social media, and even your friends who could be the next Jay-Z or the next Beyonce or the next whoever, you seen it hard to share their stuff.
That is so true.
So I don't, and I would safely say I don't have that issue, and I thank God for that, because I don't depend on anybody to support what is going on. Like somebody would see it, somebody would see your work no matter what it is you're doing, because we now working for people, you know.
No.
We working to just better our situation.
And besides that, it's this saying, right? We're not here by chance. We're here by purpose.
By purpose, yeah.
And if this is what your purpose is, to
Yeah.
create a space for people to be entertained and feel good about themselves, then you, Elon Papi, you're
Man.
walking in your purpose right now.
Yeah, so that is why for me, I big on the message. Like sometimes I would be, like I am now on this journey of unlearning to learn.
Unlearning to learn, yeah.
So like you don't know everything.
Yeah.
So sometimes you're so
Yeah.
stuck in a mentality of you feel like this is what working for you.
Correct.
So you continue.
I feel like
And
you're a
then-
Sagittarius.
But I'm a bad Sagittarius.
I feel like
Come
you're
on,
a Sagittarius,
Come on.
yeah.
So for now, it reached that stage where I am. Nobody's perfect. So like, when I am wrong, it's be hard for me. I still trying to justify to tell you, hey, I know why I doing this, and then now it's like, yo, God is trying to show you, and the universe is trying to align and say, hey, that is no longer what you're supposed to be doing now, you know. That crossroad, that journey. So for me, I really appreciate the down times the most. Like now, like running a business, running a business, like this bar we sit down in here is one of the hardest things to do. And I would say this on record, like, people wouldn't say the things that we face.
Yeah.
And I would say there
Yeah.
are times where I don't have stocks.
Yeah.
I don't even have the cash to get stocks. Sometimes me managing relationships with grocery people, these different people who I work with over the time, Carib, the Bridens, the Angostura, they creditors, they do the I talk about the ins and outs of business that people wouldn't say.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
have that time, and then sometimes I would have a slow period, and then I would just, as the rain done, the bar followed people. I'm just saying. So that is how important they are to us, because without them, like, these things would just stay. You know what I mean?
I listen to your talk, and I'm coming from a place where I could say that, Elon, you have grown.
Yeah.
And not just in your career, but as the individual. And I think the correct word to use is that you have matured.
Okay.
And you have come into understanding more essentials of life. And you said something when the camera was off. My past is to remain right which path it is. And that is the past.
Exactly.
And now I'm seeing you here, and I'm like, listen, the little boy becoming a man.
Yeah.
The little boy.
That is
becoming.
That is also because the day. All right, so I opened the bar on my birthday, the 1st of December, right?
Yeah.
So, and the month before that, on the 1st of November, I got my daughter.
Right.
So me becoming a girl dad especially was a life changer for me, based on perspective on life, based on how I view women. Right?
You see, like,
And yeah, so that was my transition in terms of me like literally trying as hard to. This is a new journey for me in terms of fatherhood. You know, now is because I believe it's all about responsibilities and being there while you're here. So it's the hardest thing to be father,
present.
as a dad,
Yeah.
and then physically be as a
Yeah,
boss.
yeah.
In terms of, because I just tell them I don't even like be called a boss. I'm a hooker just like earlier. I just tell them that. So that what you see now, this what you see now, sorry, is part of my growth mentally because after a while doing the same thing and it's just get
Again,
fed
the
up
same
like the
result.
same result.
And that way call it the jinga.
Yeah, the jingy.
The jingy
Yeah, the
instruction,
jingy.
yeah.
Yeah. So and then the jingy old man all in the journey too. So like things start to happen in a particular way. And I will say so, but on the side of a lot of people, there's ask how you make all these things happen. I said, to be honest with you, if I give you my shoe to wear for a day, I promise you won't last half
And
the
that
day.
happens to many of us because things look pretty on the outside.
All the time.
And then when you reach inside now, here we are saying, but how Elon doing that?
Yeah.
But why Elon doing that?
I left my business partner because we travel a lot, like with carnivals and things. So we I think it was somewhere. So like it was back to back. So Voice and I was traveling. So I left my business partner here and to do my personal stuff and the bar stuff for 2 days. The second day he called me and told me,
Hurry up and
come home. I tell you, because
Hurry up and come home.
it's not, but I believe like God does know who he
Who to give the
designing
responsibilities?
in terms of his battle.
No, and you have jumped the gun because everybody know that energy and spirituality is something that is really important for Elon.
Right.
Elon the DJ, Elon the bar owner, Elon the pieman, Elon the daddy.
Right.
It is something that is of paramount importance for Elon. Define for us your definition of spirituality and protecting your energy.
I believe like your belief on things, right? Like nobody can do anything to you. Nothing has happened to you. Everything has happened for you. Like if you are weak-minded that somebody is trying to do you something on a spiritual level, that is their opinion. That they cannot do you anything because okay, it's up to you. It's up to you how strong you are to believe that this cannot happen to me.
Got you.
So a lot of, and this is not a religious conversation in depth, and regardless of what religion you are, once you have a firm believer in terms of believing that there's good and there's evil.
Yeah, there's light and there's dark.
Right, so you have to understand your surroundings. For example, I just look at it like this. You wouldn't be to put on dirty clothes.
Correct.
So in other words, why are you still cleansing yourself to be around bad company, like bad energy? Like you could feel it, you feel it, you understand?
Yeah.
So it's like, so I've been mindful of that. So my surroundings, my circle of friends, my people, like if you are hanging around sour people, you are going to learn how to become sour.
Yeah.
So it's the same way when they say if you align around rich energy people, because a lot of people think in order to get rich, you have to be around rich. No, you have to be around people who with positive energies to begin with. Life is life in any whole, but when you align yourself with these type of people, what you do, you start dressing different.
You start speaking different. You start seeing yourself
you understand? So you now start challenging yourself now to be like, you start aligning yourself where a lot of business owners line with other business owners because now we get to, so now I was get called, I get called in certain forums and all this big question. I don't know another question. I used to question myself like, why are you doing here? Like, I'm not grateful, but like, I don't understand my purpose at the time.
So like you have to do so.
Yeah, so it's like I say now around mayors, MPs, all these business owners, and they talking like, this is Papi, this is thing, and it's an honor to have you here. And that was my understanding on life where you align yourself. You speak to certain people, and then so on that spirituality level, that is like, so it's like for me, a lot of people be saying like, damn, your energy is so pure, and it's because I pray hard, I pray a lot, because I understand that even with praying and have faith, and I believe like when I done pray, I let go.
You leave it there.
Yeah, I
leave it at the foot of the cross, and what is to be done is going to be done.
It done a line for you. It done there. It's that done deal. It's like, because I believe that even in challenging moments in my life, it would still be in a way where you would never know. I would
but I think that was a personality thing also, because so, I am the same way. Like, I'll walk with my burdens and you will never know.
So, and I believe that sometimes speaking to other people is one of the greatest therapy ever. That is free therapy, you know.
That's what I mean, because I firmly believe your story could definitely be the story of a little boy who is seeing Elon and saying, hey, if he did it, why I can't do it? But thus far, right? What has been one of your greatest challenges?
One of my greatest challenges.
I like how that question, I on the spot.
Recently, pulling off Papi show in Tobago this year and let me tell you why. This year was the first year for Tobago Carnival that we had Marshall on the same night.
Right.
Right? So I had my poker face. I can say it now. Big up Tobago people for this, eh? But I had my poker face up until 1 o'clock Sunday. Tickets are moving, boy. I want to tell you, if they're moving, a day in the car, I'm talking about 600 tickets, eh? Go out here, man. I have on my poker face. I have
let me see your poker face.
Now you can't see it, it's a vibe. And everybody telling me, you know when scalpers are coming?
Yeah, that is
compared to last year?
That is our sign.
One scalper come and say, boy, Marshall. Now he didn't do he didn't do the show, but somebody brought him on the same night. And that was one of, like, people was like, but I had that faith, and I was like, cause like I know, like, right? You can't give up now, you know. You're done in the lion mouth here, you know. You better dance, you know. You better dance, and I sit down.
And you could roll down.
And you know I can move.
And you could roll down.
Sit down. We buy the venue. Right? And then you know, like, sometimes when you're doing events or anything, like, what could go wrong? Like, you know, you start saying, Dan.
Everything.
The stage man I reach, the toilet taking long to come, rain come. Yeah, man. Ooh, poker face still on, Tammy. My poker face is still on. And my mom and my dad, everybody sit down with me.
Support.
They'll be with me.
Support.
Mama, them day. My core team in Tobago who has do the event with the day with me. Say, Papi, don't worry yourself, thing. And things just start happening. And that was the biggest Papi show thus far in Tobago. That was one of my biggest challenge. Where,
look your face like
that was a big moment for my boy. Because and even on the night and thing, that was a big moment.
So we can define that also as one of your greatest successes thus far?
Yeah.
So we taking that.
Yeah, definitely.
Taking that. Where you see yourself 3 years from now?
Living.
And that's something I think we take for granted.
Living.
We take that for granted.
Once I have life,
you have everything.
Everything else will flow after that. Once I'm alive, I roam in. Once I'm alive and breathing, I guarantee you I would never stop.
I like that answer.
Yeah,
because presently many of us are experiencing so much loss.
Yeah. So
presently many of us are not really sure of ourselves and those around us. And for us just to have the ability to live is something that we need to understand how important it really is. I like that answer. Yeah. But before I go, I must ask you a question that all the girls and them want to know, right? Because I just see them as be like, Oh, get it together. Oh. It's our Mrs. Papi.
Yes, it does.
Well, all right.
I believe
So,
it, right?
I want you to know, moving forward, don't pressure the guy now. Don't pressure the guy.
Okay, we build for pressure.
Don't
We
pressure
build
the
for
guy
pressure. We build for
now.
pressure.
No, but before we leave the Waterhole today,
Yes.
I want you to take this time to tell every young person
Right.
who is still trying to identify their purpose,
Yeah.
their reason. You tell them one thing that you think that is going to resonate with them the most after hearing it from Elon.
Okay, so don't follow the crowd. Like everybody has a purpose in life, but just figure out yours. And if you can't figure out yours right now, take some time. Just take some time to just like everybody, like you like to do something. Like you like if you realize you like talking to people, maybe go into broadcasting.
Yeah.
Do something to extend that. Like you like running. You're running for the wrong reason. If you can count, you're counting money on the block. You're good at maths. It has certain
Yeah.
places looking for cashiers. I just
Yeah.
say, but I think like just don't rush life. Don't study social media. Social media is one of the biggest, I would say, thief. Where
Of joy.
because we like a lot of youths think like they need to get now. Like there's a lot of people who now making it at the age of 50 and you are now 21, right? You have so many years ahead of you to know if you ain't catch something in the first 5 years of your life, which carries to 26, you still by your age of 30 you might be doing something completely different from what
Yeah.
you was even doing in
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
So I believe just don't be as hard on yourself and just enjoy your youth.
Boy, if I had known that,
Just enjoy
if
it.
I had known
Because
that 5 years ago,
adulthood is adulting, eh?
that hood now.
Right? The hood bad, eh? The
That
hood
hood.
real bad.
You see
but
motherhood, fatherhood,
Yeah,
adulthood.
It
That
just-
hood
yeah,
is
the
easy.
hood is easy. But just don't be as hard on yourself and, just live in the moment. Live in the moment.
Well, from all of us,
Yeah.
on behalf of all of us who are always eager to entertain,
Yeah.
to enter a Papi show,
Right.
or enter a Papi live, or turn on the radio to be entertained by Elon,
Right.
it's always saying thank you.
Right.
It's
Appreciate
always saying thank you and knowing that you know, that we know, that what you are doing is coming from a very safe place, a very loved place.
Appreciate that.
It's love all the time, and my
Appreciate
soul
that.
is love.
Plenty
And my
love.
soul
Plenty
is
love.
I am proud of you.
Yes, thank you.
Guys, as always, I leave you guys with lots of love and lots of light. And remember, when you're in this hood, what is this? Pleasantville Hood?
Pleasantville.
Don't forget the hole, the
Yes.
Papi Waterhole.
South is plenty love.
We get a Papi show for Carnival.
Yes, right now we in this, like you peep me.
No, well,
I feel like
come-
I'm tapping my
Come
foot.
here first, so we get a Papi
It have
show for
it have a
Carnival.
little thing brewing right now. A little thing brewing.
In South again?
Yes.
South is
Yes.
love.
Yes.
Tameeka, Elon.
Out. Come on.
This was perfect.
Bring up the girls and the moons get red eye when they don't. They start to cry. Both of us crying like we the funeral. If you see me. Nobody.
Like me.